watching here with these guys are going to be great. It's going to be a shootout. We got NMSU, we got Grand Pies, Modulo coming in representing the NMSU, the Aggies down here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Looking like a good team. Their record right now, I believe, should be was it 1 or 3?
3-2.
3-2. 3-2. Yes, that's is correct. I can read. I promise everyone. Going against Northern Arizona University, a bit of a rivalry right there. We've seen Northern Arizona before on this stream. Definitely in the NECC before. Chronicle Beast Galaxy is going to be representing the state of Arizona here in today's matchup, our primetime matchup, I would say. And this is going to be a very interesting match. What do you expect to see, Tugboat?
Well, we're looking at a 4-1 squad from Northern Arizona University. Both of these teams really vying, not just for playoff potential, right? New Mexico State University, they lose this, they go 3-3. There's still obviously shots for it. This is mostly, honestly, Fiat, this is mostly for seeding, correct? For postseason positioning and who's going to be getting the quote-unquote easier shots within that postseason tournament. Both of these have good enough records to make it, even if they get a loss here on the day. My only question mark really is that one of the wins for New Mexico State University came from a forfeit, as did one of the losses. So we've just had, we have less data, right? We have less data to go off of here for New Mexico State University, whereas Northern Arizona has played all 5 of their matches and earned all of these, even if 2 of them came from 3-2 victories. One of those against the University of California at Santa Cruz Gold, and one of them coming from Sac State Green last week in week 7, or excuse me, that was March 3rd, so 5 days ago, again, a 3-2 victory right there for Northern Arizona University.
Yeah, definitely. Northern Arizona is a bit more of a proven team in this league so far. You know, they have that 4-1 record. They've had the results, and they're always constantly playing. They're scrimming. They're going for 6-man skews, right? NMSU, though, they have been a bit more in the dark. We've seen a bit more forfeits coming out from them, both in their favor and not in their favor.
Yep.
And really, you haven't seen too much of how this roster is going to perform yet, because it feels like we've seen them on the mainstream about a week or 2 ago, and they looked like they didn't have much chemistry. They looked like their communications were crumbling, you know, and it felt like a lot of double commits coming out from both of these sides. But game 1, NAU versus NMSU, trying to change these archetypes of the teams right now. Can NMSU come back, trying to get into form? A shot coming out from Beast is going to be way far off. Grant should have that possession. Gets 50 immediately by Galaxy's Modulo. It's under him, but it's going to be a pass to the midfield to Grant. 2 up, though. Pies, that communication that I was talking about earlier, makes this a bit of a stalled out offensive opportunity for the Aggies.
Whoa, that was almost bad there, but Modulo plays the position perfectly, splits the difference, splits this goal right up the middle and covers both sides. A wide shot there. The result for an NAU offense that did not score on that one. 45 seconds, and possession been pretty even-handed so far, even though NAU is now getting one of their first shots attempted onto goal.
On the NAU side, it's going to be Galaxies in the corner taking that 50 with Modulo. Sends it right back to the other side. Chronicle now on the possession, up in the air, maybe on the ceiling, getting a bit fancy. It's going to be a bit of a light touch. Beast able to get the response. Maybe a double tap coming in. Just a bit too far right. NAU still looking for those goals. It's going to be a bit longer before they find one, though.
Now off the wall, Pies playing it perfectly. Big boost in hand, but burns all of it to try and get this one going. That was a solid attempt there from Beast, trying to get a claw out to that one, and then they're going to follow it up with a demo. Beast getting turned on the offense already.
Oh, Pies trying to get that hit. It's going to be an open net for
There
Graham.
we go.
Good demo coming out from NMSU. Pies instantly just turning for that last man back, seeing it's going to be an open net opportunity. And those bumps, that aggression, again, we've seen that in these series before today, that getting a bit aggressive, getting a bit physical usually pays off.
Pies piles on the offensive pressure and takes the demo right there, sets up the teammate all day long. That's grand on a goal worth $1,000. Pies pop play over, a little bit of bouncing action as Modulo takes this off of the wall. Finds that a little bit harder said than done, or done than said, I don't know. As 3 minutes we go here, Fiat. This is still pressure for NMSU against Northern Arizona.
Yeah, good pressure is coming out from NMSU. You saw that little touch from Pizer. I was a bit skeptical of when he was off the ceiling, didn't make instant contact, but he actually was playing the slow game there, trying to bait out that defender, something that I wouldn't have seen from that perspective. Obviously, a very great play coming out and a good save, almost shot from Beast right here, coming out for NAU, looking a bit more on that offensive side. Chronicle up in the air, has a bit of a possession off the backboard. Modular, 0 boost clear, gonna have a hard time keeping this up. Gets the mid left, a whiff from Beast, or a little bit of a fake actually. Or so Galaxies to Chronicle, tries to get a shot hard. It's gonna be Beast with a 50 grand, able to get the win.
Slowed down just for a couple of seconds there for New Mexico. Top play over, gonna get intercepted immediately from Galaxy, but no real possession afterwards, and actually kind of giving up a little bit of space right there as the shot does come in. That's still centered ability, and Chronicle takes their best honest shot at it, but Arizona is really finding goals hard to come by. New Mexico has had some solid opportunities so far and already made one of them sing.
The NAU, they're looking a bit more scared than you would think they would be going into this matchup. Obviously, game jitters come and affect everybody. Almost a shot on net. Modular's back. But yeah, NAU, they're looking not very confident. Some of these challenges that they have, they're leaving a lot of space open for NMSU to take advantage of, which is why they have this 1-goal lead. Although it is still only 1 goal, NAU does have a chance. Bump coming out from Grand Modular, light touch, another 50 coming out. Good defensive plays, a bit close for comfort, but it should be okay for NMSU now with a bit of pressure. Eyes off the backboard, under Beats. It's going to be Galaxies now in the air. Galaxy trying to look for something. Ooh. Gets bumped by Grand Modulo, save into his own corner, and a 50 stalled out for Beast.
This is good foresight there from Grand, though. Again, Grand really being the deciding factor in this game one so far. Showing up on offense in the solo go between these two teams so far, and also on the defense, just really recognizing, like, had to get back there in time. And if he'd left the teammate by themselves to get that done, then we're talking about just an easy bump away from a point and a tying factor here for the Arizona squad. Chronicle easily picks this one up after some wonky aerial plays. Does not retain possession. Grand down bottom, hard to get at that angle, and doesn't find themselves able to. 30 seconds to go with a 1-score difference.
A bit of a slow start for both of these teams, honestly. Yeah, the pace is pretty fast right now, but not as fast as it could be. Northern Arizona still trying to figure out what's going to work against this NMSU roster. They're looking like they're defending everything pretty well in terms of NAU's offensive ideas. He's now trying to get the 50, but it's going to be Grand with the beat. Might be a double. It bounces a bit too high. Galaxies 50 in the midfield with Pies. It's going to be Chronicle. Maybe with a shot. Top net. Modulo shutting that down early. I don't believe that was on Pies. Should have a bit of possession. Maybe a little bit of a foot reset to put that into the corner. This is going to be hard for NAU to keep up, but the 50 is a good opportunity. Pies rushing back to the backboard. Slides down. Beast keeping it up. Maybe pass to the middle. Chronicle 2 up from NAU.
Nice.
NMSU comes out with the 1-goal game. Game 1. Series up for NMSU.
These teams just simply have way more saves, but also that's kind of indicative of a lot of the Northern Arizona University's shots just not being worthwhile. 1-on-3 is pretty darn good, no matter whatever you're at, especially if it results, or given that I should say, it results in a win.
Oh, that was almost a shot coming out from NAU. Chronicle tried to put that in, but it was a bit too fast going into the midfield. But now Grand with the shot. Oh my goodness. Back and forth already. This is definitely a close matchup. Now NAU with the shot opportunity. Pies caught out of position right there. Third man's too close. NAU first goal in game 2.
Beast gets the first here for Northern Arizona University and snaps a scoring drought that lasted about 5.5 minutes there for Lumberjack squad. Now the Aggies, we're going to get to see how this New Mexico squad is going to be playing from behind for the first time in this series. It is obviously always easier to play from... Okay, this just got a lot harder.
Híjole, oh my goodness, a beautiful shot coming out from Beast. And get the low double, no one's there. Modulo tries to go that, but if he played that a bit more patient, would have just rolled in front of him. Definitely an odd position to be, though, on defense. NAU keeping a 2-0 lead in this game, too, with not even a minute off the clock.
Yeah, so 5.5 minutes, so no scoring, and then 2 of them in about the space of 20 seconds right there. Galaxy gets demos as Beast is looking to just walk the dog all the way in, and gets most of this yardage granted to them. Well rotated Northern Arizona University squad should be able to play this defensive pretty well until that was a weird bite from Beast. Snaps the jaws, finds nothing for it. A huge pinch off the wall. Now New Mexico State on the defense. Grand, nice block, but this is the clear. Okay, nice takeaway there for New Mexico State.
Should have a bit of time. Modulo with the good fake gets pinched out to the midfield. It might be a shot from Modulo. Grand now having to come back with the rebound, just hits it back onto that post, going for another challenge. 0 boost. Could be an open net opportunity even with that demo. No one's there. Pie's a bit skeptical going for that since Chronicle was close to that play. He's off the ceiling. Oh my goodness, this guy's insane. Just going crazy. Beast might have an open net opportunity.
Yeah.
He does. What is that pressure from Northern Arizona?
Put a hat on top of it. This is a trick for E. Says that third one does come in. 62 miles an hour comes rocketing across the bow, letting New Mexico State that he is here. He is not going anywhere soon, anytime soon. That was grand in the first one. The only goal for New Mexico State, that's got to feel like forever ago, eons ago here, Fiat, because the same like comfort that they enjoyed the last 30 seconds or so once they're just trying to play like against the clock in game number 1 is forever ago. Like that is a done situation, maybe an alternate universe.
It's up on a possession of Flick. Galaxy shuts it down immediately. Now Beast on the shot might be in. Modulo able to get it off crossbar. Now a double tap opportunity. Chronicle coming in at the speed of sound with that double tap. Modulo gets a good touch, but Grant goes as well. Isn't able to get the dunk there. Leaves that entire right side of the net open. Instead, though, putting that top left shot, adding a bit of sauce to this 4-goal lead with almost half the time left in this game. NAU looking solid.
Now the writing on the wall is that we're going to get a tying factor here from Northern Arizona, 4-0 or another score line. Super hard to come back from this, especially after you spent 5 minutes, now 2.5, with only 1 score across, all of them to spare, and that's the 5th right here for Northern Arizona. Galaxy looking just huge right now.
And it's just that recovery, you know, recovering.
That was, I just realized that, like, teammate literally, like, flipped towards ball, not only missed it, but also ran into teammate.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's
brutal.
Yeah, it's a bad way to go out. Honestly, a pretty bad goal to let in, especially at this level right now. And it's a 6-1 for NAU. NMSU crumbling after that game 1 win, unfortunately. But Beast, that's a good possession right there off the shot, and then Grand has to go jump up for it, or else it's going to be scored, or better yet, a double tap. 6 goals, NAU halfway through. It's just dominance.
It's a GG's goes next. Like, the mental is destroyed right now. Chronicle with 2 of them right now. Beast with 3. Galaxy with 1. They're spreading the ball all the way around. The best news right now is that a 1-0 victory in game number 1 is going to equal a 6-0 if the game ended right now. Scoreline as well. And it's definitely possible to come back, especially after Grant has a weird save on this one. But it just seems like all momentum is gone. The wind is out of the sails.
Yeah, 6 goals. You really aren't coming back from that, no matter how much time you have. It's just such a hard way to go out in this game, too. But they still have this entire series, NMSU does, in their hands. If they can regain that momentum shift, you saw that in that game 1. They were playing well. They played with good trust. But again, you keep seeing some of these miscommunication errors where it's like they're double committing, or it feels like no one's going at all. Just giving space to NAU. Chronicle now trying to take some of that. Gets the dunk.
Oh, okay.
That's brutal, man. Oh my goodness.
I thought that was going to be a good defensive block. Sorry about that. Like especially coming against the ground right there. Look at Chronicle.
Oh.
Wow. And that's just that last little tip. And even if he didn't, teammate's still there as well. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. 7-0 right now. Best of 5 series going to be going down to a best of 3, barring, you know, an even more historic comeback for New Mexico State right now. The good news is that a lot of I've said it before, say it again. The good news is that a lot of the mistakes they're making are very easy to fix. As communications wise, see that right there was a perfect example of a very well communicated play. Coming up from the wall right there was Well, yeah, that was modular. Excuse me. Yeah, it was coming from modular and put it right in the red basket. Like you can't do anything about a stout defense that gets a well-aimed block on the other side, even when you put a screamer across like that.
I don't know if you saw that one from Pies. It was nearly an angle into his own at top left. Luckily, it rolled out for him. Chronicle just keeping up pressure. Modulo, good hit to the sidewall, actually. Going to send NAU a bit further back, give NMSU a bit more breathing room. Chronicle wanted to go for that ball. Galaxies instead decided to take it. Hopefully, that won't be too bad of a play to go again for NMSU. It's that communication issue. As he said, it's fixable, but it is so present a lot in their gameplay that you have to fix it fast, or else you're just going to keep getting more of these 7-0 games.
Yeah, and I mean, fixing this over the break is going to be the name of the game. Did want to call it early, but 6-0 is not anything but a disheartening scoreline, honestly. This doesn't get anything but worse right there. A shutout pitched for New Mexico State in game number 1, and a grand slam. Hello and welcome back, folks. You know, me and Fiat are just spinning such audible chocolate for you guys. We wanted to talk about the third game and not actually watch it. Haha, I'm just kidding. There was a lobby issue. Unfortunately, they played the third game. That is a game that Northern Arizona University's varsity squad won 4-2, a relatively close score line. The FBI Tugboat here with Fiat.
Hi. How are you doing, Tugboat? We got this matchup is still going strong, obviously, as you said. NAU took that game 3 that we weren't able to watch in a 4-2 fashion against NMSU, leaving them on match point for this series. Galaxy scoring one immediately as well, or not immediately, but pretty close to it. A good dunk off the corner just goes straight rolling in, and that's just a beautiful setup from NAU, still looking strong as per usual.
Yeah, so 35 seconds into this one, a strong foot forward. I'd mentioned that the keys to victory here for Northern Arizona is to go forth and get up early. That is, I'm not sure if that's a situation they attained in Game 3. It is a situation they went forth and won. That is a situation they obtained in Game 4. Put a real solid foot forward in the rest of the series, a series that they have now put New Mexico State University on match point.
Modulo hit into the corner, but it's going to be still trying to keep this ball on the side. A 50 going to go out. Chronicle's a bit awkward, so he opts to just move outwards. Galaxies get deep. This is going to be a shot middle. Pi is able to get that rebound. NAU coming back into that defensive rotation. It was just a bit too hard, a bit too awkward for them to really figure out where this play was going to go. NMSU responds. 3:48 left on the clock right now. Going back to the kickoff. It's going to be Galaxies and Modulo. Modulo sending that towards NAU. A demo coming out from Grant. Going to be a bang. Should be a bit of time right now for Pies on this, but it's going to be Chronicle. Instant dunk.
A little bit of back and forth early on that kickoff, honestly. Really nobody with like handed possession. Even here right now, none of these players really have possession. That shot looked even wider than it actually was. Still cross post and out. Pies just trying to maintain possession for a little while here, Fiat. Mexico State University, I mean, clean slates have been the name of the game. Neutral territories have been the theme of this matchup thus far. Cannot be surprised that a lead was very short-lived from New Mexico State. Northern Arizona, excuse me. That was a pretentious situation.
Very, very hard to figure out how that was going to turn out, but it looks like Beast now should have a bit of time on that ball. Doesn't get a good contact from Modulo up in the air too early. Chronicle has a possession. Eyes. Now NMSU still having a hard time getting this ball off their side still. It feels like they aren't really matching the pace they need to get the counterattacks. 3 people jump for NMSU. This could have been bad. This still might be bad. Beautiful save though.
Whoa.
Modulo inch off his own crossbar.
Was Beast actually like counting chickens before they hatched? I mean, eventually this turned into a goal regardless, but Beast is just like sitting down bottom. I think he thought the defender was not going to be able to get to this one. This could have come a couple seconds earlier. Obviously, it's not a mistake that's going to go forth and really, really negatively affect Northern Arizona outside of a couple of seconds off this game clock, but still, I call it out when you see it. There's minor errors that Northern Arizona is committing as well. This isn't all New Mexico State University when it comes to little misplays.
Off the demo. Grand getting a bit more aggressive, trying to get NAU off his side, and more demos coming out. Eyes now getting in on the action. Modulo tries to put that shot on net. Maybe actually was a pass. It was a bit too slow. Grand has to come in there last second. It's a bit too awkward of a save right there. Just too far out from the play. Just give the ball right back to NAU, back to Galaxies.
I mean, Gran had to do everything in a bag of chips just to get to this one. A fantastic save right there, but Galaxy's in the perfect positioning and reads the angle well. Responds immediately, and that's a fast one, an insurance goal. The second goal, there's 2-goal lead, excuse me, for Northern Arizona University. Third? Okay, that was close.
That was a close shot coming out from NAU. They're putting on the pressure to NMSU right now, trying to find anything that they can to increase their lead. They want this to be a showout. They know it can be a showout, especially after that 0-7 game, holding off MSU's defense. Pinch to the midfield. Galaxy's awkward touch. Grand wave dash into possession. Pinches that off the wall into the midfield. The piece shutting it down. Galaxy's wanted a bit of a redirect there. Isn't able to get the touch. Good double tap for the center. Modulo, though, a good spot in the net. Usually you don't like someone sitting in the direct middle of the net, but sometimes you also have to. Modulo finding one of those best times to do it with a save. Might have a possession here for the counter almost, but it's going to be saved by Beast.
Yeah, Beast comes in there. Grand, just a tiny little bit of misdirect towards the middle, and that would have been a bump onto Beast and a guaranteed goal after a very well-centered shot. Not going to happen. 3-1 we continue. About 45 seconds for NMSU to get 2, and that's just a tie.
39 seconds left. I have faith in my boys to get this. Chronicle with the bang, and that's going to be a pass mid, but it's actually missed. A bit of an opening here for NMSU. 50 to the midfield. Modulo should have time on this ball, should beat him. He doesn't actually, he doesn't have any boost. That's an issue for that play. Pies gets the good dunk into the mid. Chronicle, high touch. Modulo needs to put this towards the middle. Galaxies helps him do that just a little bit. A high pinch to the corner. Grand on the possession, instantly shut down right there by Chronicle. Pies needs a goal right now. Maybe flip, reset, pinch. It's going to be too unrealistic of a shot. Grand dunk, not in, an NAU take this series. NMSU having a hard time right now on the mainstream of these matches. 3-1 for Arizona.